In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. There is a beautiful article today to talk about, and this is the article of Pearl Nash. Pearl Nash is a researcher, is a writer, is an author, and a trainer. So, this is a beautiful article written by the Pearl Nash, and the caption of the article is 10 subtle signs that you have more self confidence than you think. 10 subtle signs that you have more self confidence than you think. Every one of us want to become a self confident person. It is very important and very important indeed. Also, people are seen assessing, making assessment to what extent they do have this great quality in themselves. Here there are 10 subtle signs that you have more self confidence than you think. First of all, Full Notch says you are totally fine being alone. There are people who cannot spend their time alone at all. They feel afraid, terrified. They cannot face themselves. Maybe because they have so many of the worries, or maybe because they are, very much dissatisfied with themselves. Whatever you call it, there are people who cannot, spend their time without a company. So having a nice company, it is very very important. It is important, but being alone, having the ability to stay alone and be happy being alone, that's very very important. And Pulnai says you are totally fine being alone. Number two, Pulnai says you are generous with your praise. If at all somebody has a good quality, if at all somebody has said or done something really good, I think that we shouldn't be stingy with the praise at all. We should be a bit generous for that. There is no need to be a miser or a stingy upon it. We must be able to praise other people well. And if at all there are people, if at all someone is being praised, they feel jealous. I think again it is so bad, and so bad indeed. And Pulnoy says, you are generous with your praise. Number two. Number three, you don't have the need to prove anything. There are people who are seen arguing with each other over unnecessary things at all. There is no need absolutely to do that. There are very, very, very few points indeed where we need to prove certain things. Otherwise, if at all, we can tell our opinion. If at all it is needed, if it is all we are asked for, if it is good for someone else, I think that we can present our opinion, and we can present our opinion in a good way as well. Now, if at all someone accepts it, it is fine. Someone don't accept it, it is fine. Okay, it is fine. Okay, it's fine either. So you don't need to prove anything. That is the number three. Number four, you are not easily offended. There are people who will feel anger over small and petty and unnecessary and trivial things. I think this should not be the case with us at all. We shouldn't be easily offended. We should be able to bear and absorb the trivial and the smaller things. Okay? You shouldn't be easily offended. Number five, you are not overly competitive. There are people who are in the mood of competition. There are people who want to, who are, preparing themselves for the competition for all the time for unnecessary and absolutely absurd things. There is no need to be overly competitive at all. Feel relaxed. It doesn't mean that we should be incompetent. We should try to develop the competence. That's fine. But all the time, preparing ourselves for the competition, that there is going to be a competition, I think that we don't need to be over competitive at all. You know. And then number six, Palnoy says, you have big dreams. Having the big goals and the big dreams, that is really good. That is really important. And number 7, Pearl Nash says, you are totally fine with your flaws. Each one of us have certain flaws. And the people who don't accept them because of their flaws, the people who are overly critical about themselves, about their flaws, that bad. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to improve ourselves. We must try to improve ourselves, and we must do it on a constant. We must do it constantly. But still, you know, you are totally fine with your flaws. This is important. Number 8, Pearl says you can laugh at yourself. We are seen laughing over other people, at other people. That's fine. But it's even more important to develop the ability to laugh at we ourselves. We to make the mistakes, we to do the stupid and the nonsense and the absurd things. And if at all this be the case, we should be able to let laugh at ourselves as well. Number 9, he says that you find it easy to accept defeat. Defeat is actually a learning process. We shouldn't be that much afraid of the defeat. If at all we are not able to bear the defeat, if at all we are not willing to get defeated, let me tell you that we will not be able to, you know, be a winner as well. So, to be a winner, we do have to learn to accept the defeat. Every time we cannot win. Nobody is invincible. Nobody is forever. Nobody is, perfect. Nobody is, perfect at all. So if this be the case, why don't we develop the ability to accept the defeat? Accept the defeat, inshallah, we will be able to win as well. There are people who are seen quarreling, fighting, because they were defeated by someone else. That's an absolutely negative, you know, way of thinking. The lost is that you hate superficial confidence. Confidence is really good. It's really good indeed. But artificial one, it's not good at all. Let's try to develop the genuine confidence, self-confidence, and it will appear if at all we are positive enough, if at all we are learning well. So let's have a quick revision of this beautiful article by Pearl Nash, and the caption of the article is 10 subtle signs that you have more self-confidence than you think. First of all, you are you are you know you are fine being alone. You are actually fine being alone. Being alone, I think we shouldn't be afraid of we ourselves, and develop yourself as a person who is fine being alone. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't enjoy the company, but if at all we do have to spend some of our time alone, we have to work alone, we should be fine and happy as well. You are generous with your praise. Let's be generous with our praise, not a stingy or miser with the praise. You don't have the need to prove anything. Yes, we can present simply our opinion, but we don't need to prove. We don't need to keep arguing unnecessarily. Number 4, you are not easily offended. Yes. Number 5, you are not overly competitive. Yes, you don't need to be overly competitive. Number 6, you have big dreams. Yes, we need to have big dreams. 7, you are totally fine with your flaws. Let's accept our flaws, but try to improve. 8, you can laugh at yourself. Yes, you find it easy to accept defeat. Yes, accepting the defeat. You hate superficial confidence. Yes, the genuine confidence is good, superficial is bad.